Yo, what's up? This is an episode of teams I got beef with. So, what teams I got beef with this week? Dallas, Jacksonville, Detroit, Buffalo, Washington. Get your ass in here. Teams I got beef with. Five, four, three, two. Yo, what's up? What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Teams I Got Beef With, brought to you by Steer the Ship and Steer the Ship Podcast. Yeah, man. So we already know week 6 is in the bag and everything like that. And most of you people who have parlay tickets most likely didn't hit your parlay tickets because of these two teams right here that we expected to win their games, but they didn't do it Monday night. That's the Buffalo Bills versus the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders at home against Chicago Bears. Now we're gonna really start it off. It's gonna be a very fast show and all that stuff. But before I even get started into it, don't you forget to like and subscribe to us on any listening platform and on the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. Be a part of the sports community that I would like to build and everything. So, anyways, we're gonna get into these games. Buffalo versus Atlanta. Final score was 14-24. Who would have thought this? Nobody would have thought that the Buffalo Bills would have got spanked by Atlanta by, wait a minute, that's not even 7. That's like what, 10? You got your ass whooped by 10. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy. This is the Atlanta Falcons team. The Atlanta Falcons team that we witnessed Monday night was the Atlanta Falcons team that I was warned, that I was like pretty much scared of. I wouldn't say scared of, but I was expecting to see in the beginning of the season. They are clicking together. I don't know what happened to Buffalo. I know Buffalo did have a lot of injuries stacking up on them. I really can't blame this on the defense. I really can't blame this on the offense. I could definitely blame this on the defense, man. That Bijan Robinson 81-yard run was ridiculous. But you can't say like, we expected more out of Buffalo. That's all I have to say. We expected more out of Buffalo, especially them coming off a disappointing loss against the Patriots. Now they're 2-0. Now they're 0-2. Now they're 0-2. They pretty much is on an 0-2 losing streak right now. And that speaks a lot for their division. Because with Buffalo losing to Atlanta, now that means the Patriots number 1 in the division. That's ridiculous. Who would have thought that? But it's still an early season. We just getting towards the half of the season. And hey, man, who knows what's going to happen with Buffalo. But they are feeling the injury bug like how San Francisco is feeling it. You're just going to have to adjust and see what you can do now. You hear me? But my hats off to Atlanta. Atlanta did their thing, even though I am not an Atlanta Falcons fan. I'm going to lower this music down just a little bit. There we go. All right. Yeah, so I'm not that much of an Atlanta Falcons like lover or whatnot. They're pretty much, if you know me, they're my least favorite team in the NFL. But don't worry, guys. That's just the bloodline inside of me. It has nothing to do with Atlanta. It's just that the Falcons and being from New Orleans, we just have this thing about the Falcons. We just have this thing. But yeah, man, Buffalo going to have to really recover from this one because that was a sour taste of a loss right there. Unlike me, a lot of people have selected for them to win the AFC and go to the Super and be in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl, a real Super Bowl contender. But it's whatever. They're just gonna have to, like, I guess, go back into the lab and just see where they messed up at. I'm sorry for anybody who picked Buffalo. Don't worry, I picked Buffalo too. They burnt the damn ticket up right there. Then the next game that went crazy. This was a good game. This game was actually better than the Buffalo-Atlanta game. It had to be Chicago versus Washington. This was like pretty much the tale of two quarterbacks going back to back. And also, when you really look at a game like this actually shows you on, wow, man, the young quarterbacks are coming in and the old are actually moving out. Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers are probably like the two older guys in the NFL right now, starting quarterbacks. The rest of them pretty much have either been in the league for like about maybe more than 5 years, which will be the Baker Mayfields, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, and everybody else is fresh and new. So watching these two quarterbacks go up at it, you know what I'm saying? Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. I was running roll with Jaden Daniels and everything. But the whole game, I feel the defense on both sides were really coming up. You know what I'm saying? Chicago has to do a little bit more poise about themselves, because there'll be times where Caleb Williams will be mad at himself for like fucking up a play, knowing that he could have did this and doing that right. But I think that's just their head coach, that's just their head coach rubbing off on them. Like, I mean, like I said, Ben Johnson runs a tight camp over there, tough love type shit. And that was a crazy win right there, 25-24. When I had to look at the score, because I was working while the game was playing, I had to look at the score and I was like, get the fuck out of here. I know I'm not seeing 25-24. I must be seeing 25-26, right? No, nigga. You see 25-24 Chicago win. So that's a good win for Chicago, but damn, Washington, what the fuck happened? I really can't ask what the fuck happened, because all that miss basically was fucking both teams was messing up both teams on both ends. I need to clean up my language, but but it's whatever. I'm not being sponsored by nobody, so I can let the F-bomb fly as freely as I care. You know what I mean? So with those Monday night football games out, let's get on some juicy games. Dallas versus Carolina. And if you don't know, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I was so happy with that fucking victory. Thank goodness. 27-30 Panthers, sweet Carolina. Bump, bump, bump. You know, good game to me overall, but you know, everybody knows Dallas just has a trash defense. And what I don't like is that people was trashing Dallas more than praising Carolina for beating Dallas. Rico Dowdle, man. Ooh, boy, running like a madman. Everybody know 200 plus scrimmage yards in his second game. His second game to have 200 plus scrimmage yards. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just running angry. It was crazy. Dallas couldn't even stop him. I'm not even mad at you, Dallas, but I have to put you on here because you were a team that I selected on my parlay. But I shouldn't be mad at Dallas. I should be mad at myself for being a Panthers fan and going against the grain, because I did not know which team you was going to get. I didn't know if you was going to get the Panthers who come ready to play, or you going to get the Panthers who just going to be doing mistakes and screwing themselves out of a football game. They got the ones, but pretty much. And then also, we are good at home. I should have always known that, but it is what it is. I just went with Dallas thinking that they was gonna get the victory and all that. Then, oh well, man. Ha 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 ha, because Dallas Nation is going through it. And don't worry, guys. We're an okay team when everything is clicking. You know what I'm saying? You guys, the defense just sucks. Dallas just has a trash defense. And I was just listening to an episode of It Is What It Is, man. Mace need to get off of Dak Prescott, bro. Mace need to chill off of Dak, man, because Dak did what Dak had to do. He had to do what he had to do. It's not his responsibility to stop the opposing offense. That's the defense. So come on, man. And them talks about getting rid of Dak Prescott. Come on, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. He's pretty much the best quarterback that they got right now. I mean, why would you do it? Why would you do it? If you get rid of Dak Prescott, you're gutting the team, period. You get rid of Dak, you might as well go rebuild, period. CeeDee Lamb better try to get the fuck up on that team, and George Pickens better try to get the fuck up on that team too. You know what I'm saying? It's not the offense. It could be a defensive problem. It could be a coaching problem. It can be a coaching problem too over there. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go into the next game. Seattle versus Jacksonville. Man. When I be believing in Jacksonville, they let me down. You're just like my Panthers. When I believe in you, you just let me down. And I chose Jacksonville, so I'm like, maybe Jacksonville at home can beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks have to travel across the country just to play these dudes. No, they don't have to travel across the country because they just played Tampa last week. So pretty much they just had to just go to the next one and play Jacksonville. Now I know with that loss from Tampa Bay that they had to do something to Darnold because besides Baker Mayfield in the NFC, Darnold is playing lights out too, which is crazy right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually happy to see guys like Darnold and Baker Mayfield, like Darnold, like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, like just tearing it up out there. Because Seattle is showing themselves like if it ain't Tampa, it gotta be Seattle. Cause I don't see no other team. Because Detroit, and I'm gonna get on them. I'm very disappointed in them. I'm gonna just say it right here. Jacksonville, I was disappointed in y'all because I thought y'all would have had the steam power to actually keep up with the Seahawks. It wasn't a bad ass whooping, you know what I'm saying? 20 to 12. Y'all was only down like 8. It's whatever. Y'all were down by 8. It's whatever. Your defense kept you in the game. It's whatever. But I cannot say nothing bad about Seattle. Seattle has to probably be like one of the top 5 teams in the NFC, not the NFL, NFC. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna mosey over to the Sunday night football game, and I'm gonna talk about the team who I thought was the number 1 team in the NFC, but they're definitely not, and that's the Detroit Lions. Detroit losing to Kansas City 17-30. Now Kansas was the favorite going into this game, but I'm like, yo, man, Detroit. It's Detroit. But then I had to look back at Detroit, and that was my fucking problem right there. I looked at their schedules and the teams that they beat. I wish I could look at the schedule right now, but I'm not going to do it. But I know the teams that they beat, that they just stomped on. You know what I'm saying? These were ain't nothing teams. These were like ain't nobody type of teams. You heard me? So Kansas was supposed to be that one test, and they show who they were when you're going up against a team that is hungry like KC now. KC is hungry now. They're hungry. When's the last time when they were hungry? They're hungry now because it's been a bad season. The season started out sloppy, very sloppy. And now they're trying to get their reinsurgence and everything because I'm starting to look at it. I'm like, yeah, KC is kind of hungry out there, dog. They like when you play them now, you gotta bring your A game. But that's how it's always been. But now most definitely you gotta bring your A game and everything. And Detroit simply just didn't do it. It seems like they were just running out of faith in themselves as the quarters was just going on and on and on. And then KC had the lead, and it just seemed like Detroit is not that team built for catch-up. And that's why Green Bay beat their ass. So I'm not even convincing Detroit and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So right now, that was the episode. That was the teams I have beef with and everything. If you made it with me, it's only 12 minutes. Congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause. Let me see what my round of applause. No, I ain't got my round of applause button yet. I'm going to learn that shit. Hold up. No, we ain't gonna play around with it. So anyways, you guys, y'all have a good week out there. I will be back with another parlay for week 7. And yeah, man, just y'all hope y'all have a good work day and all that. And just be safe out there. Peace. See you later.